Sis and Tell, a whole lot of talk, a whole lot of nothing. Amanda does stand up, Alison's on TV, and when they hop on the phone, you already know it's the place you wanna be. Sis and Tell, the podcast that's so sweet. Oh, Sis and Tell, Sis and Tell, a whole lot of talk about, a whole lot of nothing. Sis and Tell.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Just trying to win a Tesla.
Yeah, why? So I got that weird text from you saying you needed pictures of avocados.
Yes.
Okay.
So just
that's all I know. It was a picture of an avocado to win a Tesla. And I just, for the life of me, cannot figure out the connection.
So great news. We got a new grocery store, Lidl. Lidl, L-I-D-L. Do you know that grocery store?
I don't, no.
So if you liked Aldi, you will love Lidl because it is bigger, it is better. They've got the tchotchkes, like the random stuff. They've got a great selection of products of brands that you know and that you don't, kind of like Trader Joe's, And they've got an awesome bakery section, plants that are inexpensive, and it opened yesterday. Like Aaron and I were so excited for this countdown that we put it in the calendar. We show up. There's like a line to get in like it's a club. And there's a DJ.
I'm going to say, if there is like now like a one of those posts like where they do the top 10 things, what are those called? Where you do 10 things to...
Listicles.
Listicles?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a list article. Listicle.
A listicle. Thank you. So if they had a listicle of like the top 10 most exciting things for people over 40, I would dare say the opening of a new grocery store in your community has to be in the top 10.
It is.
This is how I felt with Trader Joe's.
Right? It's
how I felt with Publix when it opened 100 years ago.
It was ginormous inside. It was so exciting. But so they had this DJ. It was a long line to get in. They're giving away reusable grocery bags, and on the way out I spy a giant QR code that says, follow this QR code to enter to win a Tesla. And there's some sort of sweepstakes going on between Lidl and the Avocados of Peru, avocado brand.
Okay.
And so every time you submit a picture on Instagram with specific hashtags and like you tag them, that's considered an entry. So it's not a contest. They don't care what the picture is as long as it's not dirty, or has like a trademark in it. And I've run these contests before.
Wait, does it have to have an avocado in the picture?
It doesn't say. It says, talk about how you eat your avocados, right? But it's like, so I was like, I eat mine with a spoon, and I took a picture of 3 spoons because I didn't have any avocados in my house. And that's why I was like, can you send me pictures of avocados? And I got to go get some avocado pictures. But I found this, I've been researching, right? If I came up with my own Instagram handle, Amanda Eats Avocado, because I couldn't use Mall of Amanda because it's a business account. And I read the fine print and it says personal account. So I didn't want to get pinged. Also, I didn't want all these pictures of avocados popping up on my comedy account because I'm spamming, right? And I've been looking at all the other posts under this hashtag to see if anyone else was doing what I was doing, and of course they are, right? This one guy just had the same picture over like 50 times with all the stuff you're supposed to post. So I'm trying to step up my game, but also I'm like, I don't need to do different pictures. I'm just going to do the same thing over and over again.
But you got to make it a good picture. Because even though if they say it's random, I doubt it's random. I think
it is.
Well,
they have rules.
Okay.
They have rules. The rules are listed out. Look, I have done these contests before. When I worked for Adult Swim, I created user-generated content contests, and they're very complicated, which is why they made it a sweepstakes. Because there's too many rules to follow. Within this, there's too many rules to follow. Most people won't follow it, right? There's all these things you have to do. 17,000 posts, right, under this hashtag. That's all my competition. My chance of winning a Tesla is much better than most contests. I already know who I'm.
But 17,000 posts from how many individual posters?
Right. I don't know.
Right. It could be 10 people who have just posted 7,000 times, or
yes,
I guess that would be 70,000.
You're right. I'm like, this one guy has posted 100 times already. Right. So we'll see. But the issue is you have to drive a Tesla that's wrapped in avocado branding.
No, you do
for
not.
A year. Yes. But for a year, then you can take the wrap off. Which I'm totally okay with. And if Aaron is not, then I will just drive the avocado Tesla if we win it.
Here's the real question. Will they allow you to co-brand with Sis Tell so that you could also put a Sis Tell mini wrap somewhere with the avocado branding?
I don't know if there's room for it, but we'll maybe incorporate.
If it doesn't say you can't, I would assume you can.
Look, I love avocados. If they're from Peru, that's awesome. Peru is a gorgeous country. I'm a proud, like, if I'm going to promote anything, it's going to be an avocado or bananas, as we know.
I was going to say the next best thing would have been a banana competition.
Well, the funniest thing is Mommy sent me a picture of her avocados. When I tell you I texted the entire family, I decided my strategy was not to do the family group text, but to individualize each text. And that has been very successful. Mommy has avocados. They're not ripe yet. I said, that doesn't matter. She took a picture of them with bananas. I said, perfect.
Bananas will help ripen avocados faster. Bananas actually expedite the ripening process for I think most foods, including and especially tomatoes. So be careful.
Uh-oh.
I have on my counter.
My tomatoes are with my bananas right now in a bowl. I need to take them out.
So I have this bowl. I don't know if it's my counter and like the air around it or the actual bowl, but when I put vegetables or fruit and especially avocados in it, it ripens, I want to say, in like hours. It is the craziest phenomenon.
That sounds like something someone should sell.
Yeah, a bowl
ripening
ripener.
Bowl. Yeah. Right? Like there's those things that you can put a frozen steak on and it's supposed to like defrost it in an hour.
Which, by the way, is really just a metal pan because I've done it. Like if you have like a baking sheet, throw that on there.
Fine.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just it conducts heat when you put it on something metal. So don't buy one of those, I'm all about that as seen on TV, but I think that's sort of one of those things where they just realize that a metal sheet will do that. And they're like, oh, look, it's a steak defroster. I'm like, or a baking pan.
Does it do it with butter? Like, when you've got like a stick of butter and you're like, oh, it's frozen. No, and I got to bake.
The microwave does.
Right. But it's the consistency. I guess if you do like 10 seconds, it kind of gets it creamy versus melty.
Speaking of butter and baking, I have a new device that I'd like to share with you. And I first saw it on my trip to the UK. So I don't think this is something that Americans have because anybody I've told.
Is it a butter bell?
No. Oh. They're like, what is this? What is this that you talk about, that you say? It's called a soup maker. And this
like a crock pot?
No. See, this is when people want to start filling in the blank. Do you mean a blender? Do you mean do you mean a Vitamix? Do you mean one of those things that you put in and you blend it? No, and no. So whatever you're guessing in your cars or on your walk right now, no, just no. Listen to me. It is a soup maker. Okay. It looks like a coffee pot. So imagine one of those older steel coffee pots with a handle. Mm-hmm. And it's got it's a coffee pot meets blender. Okay. So any kind of soup you want to make, and I'm telling you, any kind of soup you want to make takes no more than 30 minutes. So this is like the Ronco version of soup. You set it and forget it, which is my favorite catchphrase of all time.
You blend it and then you spin. I don't know what I couldn't come up with a rhyme fast enough.
You chop it, you dump it, you push the button. It's soup. The problem is
all in one container.
Everything in one container. The problem is it took me 4 batches of vegetables to really figure out consistency, because on the smoothing setting, there's like 5 different settings. It made it very thin, and I don't like thin soup. I want like a thick soup. So my friend Emma, back to Emma in England, made this carrot ginger soup. Okay.
She had this contraption.
She has a soup maker.
Did you buy it in the UK?
No, I actually found it on Amazon. So they do sell it on the US version of Amazon, but she made a carrot ginger soup and she served it for lunch. And of course I'm thinking, I do not like carrots. I'm not a huge fan of ginger, but I don't want to, I don't want to be rude. So of course I'm going to eat whatever she fixed because she is such a great cook. I took one bite of the soup and I was in love. I could not believe it. It was heaven. I was this is delicious.
You bought an entire device that makes soup just because of this soup.
Because of that carrot ginger soup. I figured if I could be convinced that I like carrot ginger soup, then I could pretty much buy a device to make any kind. The one I've recently perfected, and recently I mean yesterday, is my version of a broccoli cheddar soup. But this is how easy it is. Like you barely even have to chop anything. Here's what was in my soup. You ready? Potatoes, celery, onion, carrots, broccoli, garlic, chicken stock, a little bit of milk, a dash of salt, and some cheddar cheese at the end. And this was a little pat of butter. And so you throw it all in there. Don't have the liquid too high. There's a minimum and maximum line. And I literally just because I put a little milk in this soup.
Does it stir it while it's heating?
It does it both. So I just pushed the button for milk-based soup. If it didn't have milk, I just would have done smooth. And then you hear it grind and heat. There's a device inside that heats it and then grinds it. And I'm saying I rough cut everything.
Do you have to listen to it grind for 30 minutes?
No, it doesn't grind for 30 minutes. It might grind for like 10 to 20 seconds every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So it's not invasive.
It's like spinning.
Yeah, and it's
not invasive. Non-invasive.
It's a non-invasive soup maker.
Although it is invading your counter space.
It's not very big. I'm telling you, this thing is like this big. It was like $119, and I'm thinking for a device that can make me soup every day, I would eat soup every day. Are you like that? I would eat soup every day. I do like soup.
When it gets warm out, I would eat it every day. And I actually just made some pozole yesterday, but you don't grind it.
No.
This sounds like this sounds like a smoothie soup maker, honestly.
Okay. So it may sound like that, but that's where you're also mistaken.
What about the
chili?
chunks?
You can do chili. You can do chunky soup. There's a chunky setting. You can do chicken noodle soup.
I have a chunky setting also. It was called college.
That was my chunky setting too. Oh, sad. That was funny.
Oh, can we talk about kitchen counter space? Because I'm upset about something and we need to discuss it. I haven't been this upset since the issue with my husband where he likes to keep the clear container on things beneath the lid. The plastic container that you rip off. We talked about this.
Like on
he likes to keep
cream cheese, they keep the lid on.
Point of contention. I like a clear kitchen countertop. Okay, there's certain things that you of course just leave out, like the paper towels in its container. But there's things like he just always wants to have out because we use them so often. I'm like, there's 1,000 things we use often. If we never put anything away,
right,
it would be a mess, right? Like the toaster. We have like the 2-slice toaster, not like a toaster oven. I'm like, we don't need to leave this out. We
I
can
leave
put
mine
it
out.
away.
I never put mine away.
But what about your soap? I mean, your soup. Your soup.
Oh, I have a place for my soup maker, but the toaster we use every morning.
But okay, so.
But some people have those mini garages on their counters.
Wish.
I love those.
I
where
would
you
love
lift up the little garage door and all of a sudden all those things come out. I would love a garage door.
Okay. Also related to this, because we have just we have an open floor concept on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm like holding on to a lipstick right now for comfort. Or it's like holding on to a remote control. So we have an open floor concept. Aaron's complaining, I don't fit on that couch. I don't like that couch. So he's moved the chair, the side chair, to be next to the couch. He moves the side table that was next to the couch behind the couch. And he wants it permanently like that because he likes to have it like that all the time. And I said, can we just buy a new couch? This is not working for me. I go, I don't. And by the way, it's not like he doesn't sit on the couches before we buy them. He sat on all the couches. And then a month in, he's like, this couch doesn't fit me. So I'm like, no, we can't. I go, in what world is this a layout for a living room? This is not. And I'm not like Martha Stewart here.
It sounds like a Tetris board.
It is. Yeah. I'm like, this doesn't look right. He's like literally like lined up all the chairs to go across. It doesn't. I'm like, you can't sit in the chair at an angle.
How does this relate to counter space?
It relates to He likes things that it's like a configuration he uses often, so he wants to permanently keep it that way.
Oh, right.
When it makes it messy. It makes it messy and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? We already have too many things on the counter space, and I really wish I had a garage for my
a counter garage,
my kitchen appliances.
But this is why we have a shoe graveyard next to our stairs, because the boys used to always say, "We're gonna wear them every day. Can't we just leave them there?" I'm like, you each have like 17 pairs of shoes here. I can't even reach the shoes that I actually wear every day.
Yeah,
but they're gone. So
right now, you know,
no shoes left. Sad.
Oh yeah, we're starting to. Did I tell you about my predicament with the kids' books?
No.
Okay, so we have three bookcases in the playroom with all these kids' books, like baby books, and I've gone through them over and over. So I started going through them again because I wanted to we're going to have people over for a mitzvah that's coming up, and I'm trying to just clear things, right? So everyone gets upset with me. They're like, "What are you doing? Why are you getting rid of the baby books?" Aaron says, "We need to keep these." Oscar says, "I want to read them to my children." So I said to Aaron, "What's your end goal? How long are we going to keep these baby books for? Do you want them for the grandchildren? Like, our kids are still in middle school and high school. We don't have grandchildren on the horizon. There's not like anyone's married."
They are equally far from married with kids as they are from wanting to read those books for pleasure. Yes.
I understand it's nostalgia. I said, we're going to get rid of them eventually, so why not now? He said, "That is a great point." So I said to the kids, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to buy 3 equal-sized storage boxes. You get to pick out the baby books that you want to keep forever for when you're an adult and grown and have your own home, and we're going to put them in there, as many as you can fit in this one box.
That's a great compromise.
They go into storage, and then we're done. So, by the way, we have like 50 big Nate books that you gave us.
Nate the Great. So, by the way, I have all of the baby books sitting in a closet in the back behind the guest room. Mm-hmm. And for the same reason, I'm with Oscar. I'm like, well, I may want to read them one day. Here's the other thing. And you can't say that'll never happen, but what if they stopped making books? What if everything by the time we have grandkids is all digital? I mean, our newspaper is 100% digital right now. So it is not the most far-fetched idea. These books may be collector's items. I mean, you may not be able to find a hard copy. Just saying, it's a possibility.
Stuart thought his KISS trading cards were going to be a collector's item too, and he held on to them. You know who has them now?
Who?
Me. Oh. And I looked them up, and they're not.
Nobody wants them.
The KISS trading cards, you can get nothing for them. Also, comic books. Aaron held on to all of his comic books because he's like, one day, guess how much that comic book is that he paid $1 for?
$1.
It's worth $1.50.
Yeah.
Right?
But there are some comic books that actually they do. They're very valuable, and depending on, if they've been preserved in plastic, etc. So.
Which is why we all have bags of random old coins from Mimi.
I know. We've talked about this, the coins, and they're heavy. Yeah. But I have some, I think some are they're precious and worth something.
Emotionally heavy. They're physically heavy.
Which brings me to, I've talked about this empty nesting, right? And how now I'm literally want to clean out this nest, and I am ready. I want to get a dumpster. What I really want, I don't need to be on one of those reality shows where they come in and they clean out your house. I would like to hire the people who are on those reality shows, though, to come and clean out my stuff as if they're going to be filmed and need it to be really impressive.
You just need a microphone in your hand when they're there. That's it.
I know. But I'm sure it exists. I'm about to put it on Facebook. Like, who can I pay to come over and help me? And I know 90% of it is just I have to sort through stuff and decide what. But I want them to then, like, I've got the whole in my garage, this whole bench, my whole tool bench, which of course I say is mine because I'm the fixer in the house. And I've got 3 toolboxes, 2 that I think were mine growing up and I've had for 30 years. One that might be Alan's that he bought, one that might be Abe's, I don't know. And it is a mess. And I'm ready I want to sand it. It's wooden. I want to paint it. I'm going to paint it with a coat that's also waterproof. I've talked to my contractor already. I was like, do you think I can do that? He goes, yeah, that's a great idea. So I want to do all that.
Men love to talk about that stuff, especially at GC. He's probably like, yes, let's discuss.
Oh, yeah. I'm dying to just redo that whole part. But then once you do that and it looks good, I got to go to the next room and do that. I'm ready to throw everything out while the boys are gone. And then to your point, if they want to keep something, I'll make a box for them with their name on it. And when they're our age, I'll just ship it to them.
And if like an alien ship came down and carted everything off in my house, and I would be like, you know what? Fine. Okay. Yeah. I will start over, including all my clothes. If I had to start, I need to start over with my underwear. Talk about things that need a makeover. I'm like, how long have I had this bra for? I have no idea. Some of my bras are as old as my college education, you know?
That's not good.
No, it's not.
So guess what happened recently? Venmo suspended my account.
What did you do, Allison?
I know, that's a good question. I am a huge Venmo user, and especially with the boys in college, they're always like, can you Venmo this person? And I need Venmo, and I need this. And it's back and forth. And even with my own friends, we're constantly, like even today, a woman Venmoed my group of friends from workout, said, oh, this coach is leaving. Let's get her gift. Venmo me. And I'm like, great. I can't even, feels like I'm in Venmo jail. And the reason my Venmo account got suspended is because someone tried to hack our bank account, which is aligned with my Venmo account.
Oh, no.
And they tried to falsify a check for about $5,000. Luckily, Bank of America caught it.
Yikes.
Yes. So the fraud alert immediately went off. They caught the check. They did not pay it. They stopped all of our accounts, and we had to get all of our accounts renumbered.
Oh.
So we had to get new bank cards. Talk about paying new bank cards.
PayPal also, you need to check your PayPal.
Oh, yeah. I think PayPal is my credit card, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
there's a fee associated with PayPal when you use a credit card.
So maybe I should switch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're digressing. So I had to get new ATM cards, new checkbooks, and then of course we're like, okay, I got to realign all of my other accounts because my credit cards also do direct withdrawal from my bank account because I have auto pay set up on all those direct to my bank. So I updated all that. Mm-hmm. But it's like when you update everything and you change all your addresses and you forget one account, I forgot about Venmo. Oh. And so I had to pay back somebody. I only had like half the money in my Venmo account. You know how you have money left over in your Venmo account? I ended up having half the money in there to pay, but the rest was coming out from my bank. Needless to say, the bank refused the payment.
You would think, though, that Venmo would give you a little warning.
Well,
right?
They didn't know because the bank account looks legit. It was the bank that had to say to Venmo, sorry. And they say it. They didn't say she was hacked and had to open up a new bank account because that's too complicated.
They said this no longer exists.
Insufficient funds, which makes me feel like I've overdrawn and I don't know my own bank account. And that is also really insulting. Anyway, here's what Venmo did, which I think I'm going to give Venmo some props, even though they've still suspended my account for like 2 weeks. Venmo covered me. Venmo said, you had, $100 in your account, so we used that to pay off what you owed this person, and then we've covered the supplemental $180, whatever it was. So you owe us that $180, but the person you were paying got the money. And I'm like, crazy. I had no idea. Venmo was like a bookie. Basically Venmo's like, I got you covered, wink, wink, but now you owe me. And to their credit, they're not charging me some sort of interest fee or something like that. They're trusting me to pay the amount, which I did. I immediately updated my bank account. I immediately paid. This was a week ago. My account is still suspended.
So what are you going to do? So what happens?
Who are you going to call? Venmo busters. I don't know, because I don't think there's any way to talk to a live person at Venmo.
Oh, that's when you go to like social media
and say, hey, my account. Yeah, they said it would take like 2 to 4 days. It has been 8 days. That's it. But I do appreciate. Here's the other thing about Venmo. Can I ask why? Number one.
I know what you're going to say. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Why is there the option to make public your transactions between people?
Yes. I don't understand. Why do people keep it public?
Why do people care?
Always been private. Why do I care that Nancy paid Jordan $30 for Pete's coffee? I literally could not care
Why would
less.
you spend that much money at Pete's Coffee? Right? Now we're judging you. Now we're judging you.
And why are people friending me on Venmo? This is not a social media platform where I want to be your friend.
I do it. I mean, as long as it's not a stranger, I do it for safeguard, like to make sure that I know that person.
But I'm saying these are not people I would ever be, these are not people I've paid in the past.
Right.
These are randos who maybe I happen to know through something and want to be my Venmo friend. I don't want to be your Venmo friend.
It's not a social network.
No, people have confused it.
They gamify everything.
Yeah.
Now they socialize everything. You know what I mean? Then there's like a Black Mirror episode about that.
And about Venmo?
No, about turning everything into like social likes and thumbs upping stuff, and
I'm just not going to do it. Well, I don't have to worry about it. Here's the other thing. So even though my account is suspended, guess what I can still see? All of the public transfers. So it keeps updating that every day of who's giving who money. So now it's just taunting me. Number one, I don't care who gives who money, even when my Venmo account is working properly. Stop taunting me with it while I am suspended. And if you're listening to this and you happen to work for Venmo and you can give me, by the time somebody emails me, hopefully my account
Gail's going to have a solution for you.
Gail will.
She will.
Gail always has a solution. She is
a friend and a fan.
The problem is
Gail, very solution oriented. Yeah. She knows. I bet she's going to text us.
Gail is one of my super friends and one of our super fans. Here's the problem with Gail having a solution. She admitted to me this week that she's had a very, very busy summer. She has a very busy life, so the summer is no exception. And the episode she's listening to as of last week was from May.
Okay, so she needs to catch up.
By the time Gail listens to this, it may be November, and hopefully Venmo will be reinstated. But Gail, just know, we know you always have the solution.
So I consider myself a pretty resourceful person. And I've gotten this request from Oscar to invite a specific person to his bar mitzvah, actually b'nai mitzvah, because he's sharing it with Ruby, and that is Mr.
John
Beast.
Stamos. Oh.
No. Do you know who Mr. Beast is?
Mr. Beast?
Oh, you have not heard of him? He's more popular than any TV show on right now. He has 100 million subscribers on YouTube.
What
100 million. He's a YouTuber, and he has these crazy contests that he does, but they want to invite him to their bar mitzvah. Right? And I'm like, how am I going to get a hold of him? He's got 100 million subscribers. You know how many 13-year-olds are trying to get to him? So I'm like, I'm not going to go on Twitter. I'm not going to go on Instagram. I'm not even going to go on Facebook to find him. You know what I'm going to use?
Gail.
Venmo. No.
Venmo. Amanda paid the Beast $1,800 to show up at Oscar's b'nai mitzvah.
So I went on to LinkedIn. I'm like, is he on LinkedIn? And he is. But you have to be connected in order to message someone. I was 3 connections away from him. So I started sending connect requests with people
who
I was just 2 connections away.
Yeah.
So now I'm friends with, he's got a company called Feastables where he makes chocolate bars. He's very...
the Beast is Feastable?
Yeah, Mr. Beast has a chocolate bar company called Feastables. Stuart knows about him, by the way. Bubba knows about him. We talked about this.
Does he have a bread company named Yeastables? There's a lot of yeast going on.
No, but that's his yeast infection pill company.
Okay.
So now I'm friends with, and these people started accepting my friend requests. I'm friends with the head of HR for Mr. Beast. They're based in North Carolina. Now I'm connected, not friends. I'm like LinkedIn. Right. And now I'm also linked in with the CEO of Feastables.
Nice.
So because of that, it allowed me to send Mr. Beast a direct, not message, but I was able to send him an invite, which he has not accepted yet. But now I'm on the verge of doing.
Wait, to be clear, you sent him a b'nai mitzvah invite or an invite to chat?
No, an invite to connect on LinkedIn so then I can send him.
I gotcha.
Yes.
How long did that take you to make all those connections, by the way?
Not very long. It was really
like days, hours, weeks?
No, like minutes.
Oh.
A day for them to it was like a day for them to connect with me.
Okay. That's pretty good. That was smart.
It was so I know they're using it. I don't know if Mr. Beast, aka Jimmy Donaldson, is using it though.
What's his real name?
Jimmy Donaldson.
Yeah, I would go by the Beast too. I'm not sure Jimmy Donaldson.
Yeah, but I was
has
also trying
the ring.
I was trying to figure out also what the email configuration was. So I was hoping these people had their emails, their company emails, so I could be like, oh, it's first name dot last name.
Right.
Because I don't want it to go to just some generic IT person. So
By the way, what are you hoping, or what is Oscar hoping the Beast will actually do at the B'nai Mitzvah, or just show up as a guest?
Is he
going to do the hora? Does he want him to be a chairlifter?
Oh, he would be happy if he showed up, but also he's like, maybe he'll just send me a gift, you know?
That gets down to
But it would be fun if he showed up. Like the kids these days, they love him. But so now I'm like, I'm just trying to find a good email, right, to send him. That's my end goal. But instead, I think I'm going to have to pay for the upgraded LinkedIn, or I get a free month where I can just direct message him on LinkedIn. Who's messaging on him on LinkedIn? Not many people. You never
know. Yeah.
But it's not as many people as, I might have to end up showing up in my avocado Tesla to go pick him up to get him to this party.
And if that doesn't work, just Venmo him. He'll respond.
Well, thanks for listening to the latest Sis Tell podcast. Don't forget to share us with your friends, share us with your family, share us with your foes, and share us with Mr. Beast so he will come to my kids' bar and bat mitzvah party.
As always, this has been Amanda and Allison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We'll catch you next time.